Hello, and welcome to this presentation titled Partnering for Change Foundations for Families. This presentation is for families who want to learn more about school-based occupational therapy, the model of Partnering for Change, and how your child might be supported in their school or classroom through this new model. The content of this presentation was developed by Sandra Sahagian-Whalen, Jennifer Kennedy, Leah Dix, and Winona Campbell. The presentation is narrated by Jennifer Kennedy on behalf of the P4C team. You might have recently been told that an occupational therapist may be in your child's school and potentially your child's classroom working with the teacher. What is the OT doing in the school and classroom? What does this mean for your child? What does this mean for you? This presentation will help to answer some of these questions and more. What is school-based occupational therapy? What do occupational therapists do in the classroom or school? School-based occupational therapy helps children with skills they need for daily activities at school, like writing, managing zippers, buttons, or snaps, opening lunch containers, or organizing their work. Occupational therapists, or OTs for short, work in classrooms and schools to support children who might struggle with things like focusing on classroom tasks, using their hands for writing or typing, or participating in gym class. They help children improve skills, make changes to the environment or the task, and find ways to make school easier and more enjoyable for them. What is Partnering for Change? Partnering for Change is a way in which occupational therapy can be delivered in schools. It is a research-based way to help all children in schools participate as best they can in school activities. It is often called P4C for short. It gives children the help they need at school and supports every child in the school by focusing on inclusion. Since 2008, P4C has been developed and studied with feedback from key representatives from government, healthcare leaders, service providers, teachers, and families. P4C ensures all children have access to services they need, shortens waiting times for help, catches difficulties early, and provides support for learning and school participation. It also helps teachers and families gain the skills and knowledge to better support children from day to day. We hope that schools that participate in P4C will not only see the positive results that we just mentioned, but also see that P4C may help prevent problems like school attendance issues, falling behind in studies, feeling isolated, and mental health issues that can happen when children struggle with everyday tasks at school. Now we'll learn more about this service delivery model and what you can expect as a family member when this model is delivered in your child's school. Here's a picture of the P4C model that will help us understand each part of it step by step. First, we want to highlight the outer circle of this model, which emphasizes the partnership OTs have with teachers, children, and families. This partnership helps to support all children in the school by working together as a team. Before they can all work together, the OT needs to build relationships with the partners in this model. For this model to work well, it is important that the OTs build good relationships with everyone at the school, including children, families, teachers, support staff, and school leaders. OTs will be at the school often, and you should be told when you can expect them. Being at the school often helps OTs be there for families who have questions and to connect with the school community. Through building relationships, the OT can better understand the needs of the school and the children. Next, we'll talk about knowledge sharing, which is another important piece of this model. Knowledge sharing means that the occupational therapist gives helpful, research-informed advice on how to help children take part in school activities. This advice is something teachers can use in class, and families can sometimes use at home. Additionally, the teachers and the families share their experience with the OT. No one knows the child better than the family. It is important that families share all the wonderful strengths their child has and what they think might help when their child is having difficulties at school. The goal is for everyone to work together to find solutions, share ideas, and learn which strategies work best for helping children succeed. Next, let's look at the triangle in the middle of the model. This triangle shows different types of services in the P4C model. There are 3 levels of services: universal services, targeted services, and individualized services. At the first level, universal services, occupational therapists work with teachers to make sure that school materials, lessons, classrooms, and school environments are designed in a way that benefit all children. They share ideas with teachers about which strategies or changes would help children, explain why they are needed, and show how to make these changes. Universal services help all children, but they are especially important for some children to help them take part in school activities and learn. At this level, the OT also shares knowledge with the whole school community, including families. What does this mean for you? The OT might share information in a classroom or school newsletter, offer a workshop on a topic of interest to families, such as encouraging independence in self-care tasks like dressing, share videos and written resources that are helpful for all families, and attend a school open house to introduce themselves to families and answer any questions they might have. What does this mean for your child? Universal services means that an OT might visit your child's classroom throughout the school year. The OT will spend time in the class and work with the teachers and children. However, at this level, the OT won't know any personal details about the children in the class, like their names, and will work with the whole class. The main focus of the OT at this level is building the teacher's knowledge and skills in supporting the children in the classroom from an occupational therapy perspective. For example, the OT might provide education to teachers on how to support the development of pencil grasp in young children. Sometimes, while the OT is in the classroom, it will become apparent that a child might need more personal support or recommendations. The OT might identify a few children in the class who might benefit from more intensive occupational therapy. More intensive occupational therapy happens at the second level of services, called targeted services. At this second level, some children may benefit from help to participate in daily school activities that is focused on their specific needs. This support is typically only needed for a short period of time. This support might be offered to an individual child in the classroom or in a small group with other children with similar needs. The occupational therapist will work with teachers and families to help decide how to best support the child. Then the OT will check how the child is doing with this support. Successful strategies will be shared with the teachers and the families to help the child. Before this level of support begins, an OT will contact you to get your consent to provide more specific OT services to your child. The therapist will explain what they do and how they can help support your child. The OT should discuss what you can expect from them, any information you need to know to decide whether this is a service you'd like for your child, and how you can contact them. It is important that you share your child's strengths and needs with the therapist to help them get to know your child. Over the course of the targeted service, the therapist should stay in touch with you to ensure you work together, share ideas, and make appropriate plans for your child moving forward. In addition to working with your child at the school, OTs offer different ways to support families. The OT at your school might offer virtual workshops and video conferencing to share information that might support your child's participation. This might include videos or written resources to help outline specific strategies to try at school and at home if appropriate. Additionally, The OT at your school might offer specific hours when they are available by telephone, video conferencing, or in person to answer any questions you might have. What does this mean for your child? After you provide your consent, the OT will gather more information about your child through discussions with you, the teacher, and through working with your child in the classroom. Once the OT has a good sense of your child's strengths and needs, then the OT and the teacher can work with you to decide on the best plan to support your child moving forward. Sometimes this means individual support from the OT, and sometimes this means your child attends a group with other children specific to their needs. Either way, the OT and adults supporting the child work together to help meet the child's needs and support their participation in school. If your child might benefit from more help, the OT might suggest providing a third level of services for longer or more individualized support. The third level at the top of the triangle is individualized services and is the most intensive support provided. Because the OT is providing services at two other levels, OTs are better able to offer the third level of services to the few children who may need this extra support the most. Children who require individualized services may need more support to improve certain skills, require changes in their environment, or need special equipment to help them join in and succeed in school. These children may require referrals to other professionals at school or in the community to fully support their current and future needs. What does this mean for you? At the third level, the OT continues to require consent to provide these services. They will also continue to work with you and the teacher to decide on the best plan for your child. The OT will likely offer a variety of ways to support you, such as videos or written resources, and will make themselves available for any questions you have. You can expect your child to receive support for a longer time in the third level when compared to the second level. The OT might request your consent to make referrals to other professionals at school or in the community if all partners agree that this could be beneficial. What does this mean for your child? If your child needs individualized services, an OT will communicate this with you, and together with the teacher, you can all decide on the best plan to support your child moving forward. Your child will have access to OT support specific to their needs for a longer period of time, and you can be confident that they will be supported at school to participate as best they can. In summary, the P4C model considers the needs of the child, teacher, and family when determining the services that are required. The model reflects the partnership between families, therapists, and teachers to create ways for all children to participate and be included. By building good relationships and sharing ideas, these partners can work together to provide services that help all children in the school, including your child. Please note that the information in this presentation is based on the P4C model of service for school-based occupational therapy. Sometimes schools use different models of service. If you're unsure if your school is using this model, you can check with your child's teacher or principal. Additionally, if the content in this presentation sounds like a good fit for your school, you can inquire about P4C services through your school principal as well. This ends the P4C Foundations presentation for families. Thank you for learning about P4C, how it works in schools, and how you can be a part of your child's occupational therapy experience.